You need to get the rainbow screen up.
Play some elevator music.
We'll be back shortly.
We're live. You ready? We really are live.
That's fine.
So, there was something in them brownies. I didn't have any though, so we're good.
Are you going to start the show?
We are starting the show. This is Mining for Spirits. We're the Paranormal Miners, and we have with us Sarah and Jason on the show.
And Eric and Kayla.
Yeah, you don't need to know about us.
Everybody's already familiar with you.
Should be.
Everybody knows who you
I
are.
hope so.
It's from laughing.
Brownies get
His
So-
brownies are kicking in.
I'm manning the chat today, so feel free to talk.
Tell them how, because it just takes you to our page.
Oh yeah, should be a link below, right? Yeah.
They're watching.
Yeah, there's a link on the side. Click on the Paranormal Miners page, and it'll take you to the video where you can open up live chat on YouTube.
Or you can just message my phone.
Yeah, if you have our number.
Oh, yeah.
It's an exclusive group. Unless you want me to give your number out.
No.
Okay.
No, that's all right.
For a good time.
Exactly.
Listen, we got our producer over there, and she's not afraid to kick you out of here.
She'll take you home. Get out of here.
So thank you both for being on the show. As
No
you can
problem.
see, it is a very laid-back show,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
and there's no big cameras or lighting or anything like that. But how was your weekend with us in Gettysburg?
It was awesome.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
Usually is.
Describe
That's interesting.
Well, it's a term used to describe something that piques your
what piqued your interest.
interest. No, just the whole experience. I've never been at an investigation before, so, sitting there and trying to communicate with what you feel is just like thin air, and then you actually get back stuff, and you can feel things, and it's pretty interesting.
And that was her first investigation.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Yeah, that
And she got-
basement was.
this summer was something
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
out of this
Yeah.
world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So before we get to the cellar, which is the good part, what took place upstairs? Because we weren't upstairs very long.
This is the Jennie Wade, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that.
Oh, my bad. The Jennie Wade house. We were in Gettysburg. We did a public investigation. We also went out on the battlefield with a group of people and the bridge, but the bridge was pretty crowded. So, and Eric and
We also drove over rocks.
Yeah, we found some interesting rocks on the battlefield.
yeah,
I don't think Jody's watching.
she'll watch it.
Sorry. It all worked
Well, you
out.
didn't have to mention any name.
It could be anybody. That's just a code name. Right.
What are you doing?
You're in the frame. You're supposed to get out.
Are we seriously doing that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did someone just hit you?
It's warm out and I'm trying to stay hydrated.
Okay. So anyway, tell us about the top of the Jennie Wade house. Anything happen?
Well, we were sitting in one of the rooms on the floor, and the group before us had said about, talking amongst yourselves about certain things, and that they were catching activity. And the one girl set her, what is it?
K2 meter?
Yeah, the K2 up on the dresser, and it was going off not constantly, so it just kind of made for And then it would just kind of stop for a while, and then whenever you came up, she asked about it to make sure it was not electrical.
Yeah, because she thought the air conditioner was causing it to come on and off. And I'm like, well, is it doing anything when the air conditioner isn't on? And she's like, well, yeah. I said, well, then it's not the air conditioner. And if it was the air conditioner, it would have been on the entire time.
But it wasn't,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, you have to be close to the unit.
Right,
itself.
the air conditioner upstairs just blows air.
Yeah, there's no, yeah, it's all ductwork.
There's no
You do electrician work, huh?
Yes.
Oh, well, see? We have a professional right here.
They keep me around for some reason.
So what was your favorite memory from that weekend? Or is it
Probably the
something-
cellar.
The cellar? The cellar, yeah. It actually scared somebody. Pretty bad. So. I'm going to let Jason go ahead and tell the story of the cellar.
We're going to do this again.
Yeah.
You're the professional. And the
But-
hostess.
Yeah, but you're on the show to talk about what happened to you.
I'm just a commentator.
You're the hostess with the mostest.
I know. I'm just a commentator.
We've done this before. It even came out with toast and everything else.
That's right, we did.
So Jason, tell us about the cellar.
It's cold, dark, damp.
It's a cellar.
These guys are jerks. Producer!
It is. The show was like what?
What?
The place was built in what, 1700s?
No, 1800s.
Okay, 1800s. But yeah,
It's a dirt basement.
dirt floor.
Mhm.
You know.
I think they had to do something to the one part of it.
They
Because
lowered it.
Yeah, because of people coming in and out too. They couldn't
People
have the...
were, well, people were way shorter back then. So the basement was like a foot shorter, right? And they dug the floor down.
I believe so.
Yeah, they did.
I'm glad you clarified that. You just started out with a foot and just stopped. The basement was that how big?
It was a foot. It was a foot difference. They dug it down an extra foot to give you the.
Well, yes, but you had that dramatic pause in there.
It was a crawl space.
People were a lot shorter. The basement was a foot tall.
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off, and then he can finish it. But we went in the cellar first because the other group was more of newbies, I guess you would say. And so we took the more experienced investigators who've been on investigations with us down in the cellar with us, and we let the ones who haven't really investigated too much with us or investigated in general too much, so we let them go upstairs. And I always have a great time at the Jennie Wade. Like, I never had the experience that we're going to let you know about before in my life. Like,
Well, you're also in love with Jennie.
I'm not in love with her. But I am connected with her for some reason.
They're just friends.
Jennie.
I love you, Jennie. What was
No.
her name? Her name was
No, her name was Mary Virginia Wade.
Yeah. They called her Jennie.
Yes, they did.
Did you
But-
take anybody out dangle, Jennie?
No. Uh-oh.
Basement would be good for dangling.
Hey, look at the
Peas and
producer.
carrots. Peas and carrots.
You're in trouble. But, I'm sorry. We're getting off topic because,
No, we're still talking about Jennie.
no,
talking
stop
about-
it.
The Jennie Wade basement.
Cellar.
Cellar. Isn't it the same thing?
Yes.
Cellar. Go ahead.
So we went down to the cellar,
To start things up.
and I told Jason to sit in the rocker that was by Jennie Wade's body that they had down there.
Which is a
A slab, and then
it's
a dummy
mannequin.
put on there, yeah.
Right.
Well, obviously it wasn't Jenny's body. I mean, they're not going to have something there for over 100 years.
Yeah, that's in the cemetery.
So,
That's not
anyways,
but
go ahead and tell a story.
anyways.
Go ahead.
Well, there was already somebody sitting in the rocking chair.
That
I
only
think
you
I
and I
was.
could see. No.
Yes.
Oh. So I sat on somebody?
No, Jason sat on him.
Oh, well, no wonder things went bad.
Well, I told her I didn't want to sit on him.
That is not why things went bad.
Well, or after the other person took the hit.
No, that was before. That was the
Yeah,
second
we-
group that
yeah.
was-
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
second group
Was-
that had was told to take the hat off.
That's right, I was in the back of that point.
Yeah.
No, but whenever I sat in the rocking chair, I saw, what was his name? Harry. Come across the room and cross into the other part of the basement. This basement consisted of like 3 rooms.
Yeah. You gotta talk a little louder though.
And I can talk about it.
Sorry.
And
Got some phlegm in my throat.
we found out Harry was
Jenny's half brother.
Jenny's half brother.
He wasn't Mr. Wade's.
Right. Mr. Wade tried to,
Hide him from everybody.
and that's where it all started.
Yeah. Because Harry was trying to communicate with us and he wanted to come out and play. But Mr. Wade wasn't having it and Jason was trying to coax him out. And that kind of got things a little stirred up. And
Well, we gotta remember Amber throwing you against the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Amber was in this, I guess it's, what'd you call it back there?
Well, that basement was separated into, it was a duplex. So now they have a doorway where a wall used to be separating the basement, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
That's where,
that room has the control panel for like the electrical and everything, and then there's another room that has the boiler and everything in it. Most people hang out in the main side, which is where Jenny's body was actually laid during the battle. But we was getting drawn back into that other room.
as soon as you guys walked down there, the first thing you guys did was go back to that room.
Well, I felt like we've investigated it like 3 times, and I have never spent any time back in the 2 little rooms.
Yeah, well, now you know why. But Amber went in that room, and she says, "Kayla, come here." And I said, "Okay." Well, she was showing me, you can see a shadow going from left to right. And it was about the size of a 6-year-old, even though she swore it was the size of her.
Well, she's kind of the size.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amber, we love you, so don't worry. But it was going left to right, and I looked, and she's like telling me something, and when we were looking, it came like right at us in no time. It was like a foot, and I was like, Amber, he's right in front of us, and she squealed, screamed.
She
I-
said, well, she said, I know. And then she just like,
she like freaked
She
out.
freaked out. I have
And-
it on video, so.
Oh, okay, so Eric has it on video. But she like shoved me back into the stone wall and then shoved me out of the room. And she started giggling and she's like, "I'm sorry. I don't know why I freaked out." And she turned around to the spirit and said, "Apologize." And I'm like, well, why are we freaking out? That's why we're here. So, Jason ended up going back in there. And then that's when you're trying to coax Harry out.
mm,
And I went to the front of the room in a different part of the basement where Jenny's body was, and I was holding the laser up, I think.
Yeah, you would
Yeah.
laser grid.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
while Jason was back there with Harry, I was messing around with the laser grid and having people try to communicate and stuff. And Jason came out, and I was done with the laser grid, so I went to put it back in my book bag in the back of the room. and Jason and our paths crossed, and Jason did not look like Jason, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you, Jason? Like, are you all right? And he didn't say anything. I'm like, Jason, what's wrong with you? Nothing. He didn't say nothing. And I'm like, Jason, are you okay? What's wrong? And all of a sudden he looked at me and he goes, nothing. And if you hear Jason's voice now,
It doesn't sound like that.
it doesn't sound mean and muffled and rumbly. And go ahead.
Oh wow, that was a cliffhanger right there.
Well, I'm gonna let you.
Well, you didn't really look like yourself either.
Yeah.
You kind of looked a little bit like Jennie.
So he wasn't himself, and I wasn't myself. I looked like Jennie, and he looked like this man that
We're guessing was Mr.
Mr.
Wade.
Wade, and our eyes connected, and we started challenging each other, and we just wanted to choke each other and beat the hell out of each other.
Which is not normal.
No, no, because we're actually really good friends, and this isn't the first time we've investigated together.
No.
I mean, and I think of us relatively pretty close, you know?
I mean, we usually compliment each other.
Yeah. And if he's picking up on something, I'm probably picking up on it, and we'll, you know, exchange notes on whatever, or, but there was just something in the air that night that, and then as the tension was growing through the room,
It's bad.
I knew, even though my body was kind of taken over, I knew that I had to get away because things were going to escalate.
We were going to turn into a kennel.
I'm done.
We're gonna run you over by escalating.
I think we made it like 5 minutes being serious. Hey, good time.
But it escalated. Right? Did I say
You're
right?
right. You're right.
Okay.
It
So
escalated.
I moved to where Jennie's body would have been laid, and Jason went and sat in the back on the last whatever there.
The bench. Yeah.
Yeah. And our eyes never unconnected.
You wouldn't stop staring at me.
You wouldn't stop staring at me. So
We were having a staring contest.
no, we were having a challenging contest. Jason's eyes turned completely black as he was smirking at me. And I mean, it was like I don't even know how to describe the smirk.
Menacing?
Yeah.
Menacing. I know how to describe
It was a menacing smirk. It wasn't like,
That's why you're the
it wasn't like this.
Here.
It was more like,
Kind of like when you're trying to be a smarty pants to somebody,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Smarty Pants doesn't really feel menacing.
Smart ass.
That's better.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but we don't swear on the show.
We do a little
Too
bit.
late.
But kind of like, you know, you're being smart with somebody.
Yeah.
To make them angry.
That's exactly the way it was.
Or you're thinking like, I'm gonna whoop on him later.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly like it was like he was smirking at me like, if these bleachers and people were not between us right now, I'd be kicking your teeth in. And I felt the same way about him. Like, I just wanted to kick his teeth in.
Well, we know Jennie and Mr. Wade
They
didn't
hated each other. They hated each other, yeah.
They didn't get along.
And
Do we know why they didn't get along?
because of Harry. And Mr. Wade wasn't really a good
yeah,
father.
Mr. Wade was kind of in and out of prison, I think, right?
Yeah, that's right.
His whole life.
And then he went to the insane asylum.
yeah.
He never was actually in that house ever.
And I don't understand why he's drawn there.
I don't know.
Considering he had a poor relationship with Jennie, and he was never there.
I don't know.
You think he'd be at Eastern State?
Or the insane asylum. He got out of Eastern State and then went to an insane asylum.
I thought he got out of Eastern State to go to the insane asylum.
No.
Well, I was misinformed.
Well, there's nothing saying that he may not show up at those places too.
Yeah, you're not
Okay.
confined to one
Well,
place
I
when you
understand
pass
that.
away.
It's just strange. Usually there's a connection of some sort.
Well, that's his family.
Well, I guess. I mean, it is.
And it wasn't Jennie's house, it was George's.
Right. Still never there.
But even though our bodies were taken over, Jason said he was thinking the whole time, like, yeah, it was fine. Why are you staring at me? I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, and I was thinking, like, well, why are you staring at me? Like, why are you doing that? And why the hell did your eyes turn black? But I told Eric, I said, you need to get him out of here. So Eric took Jason up to the outside.
Yeah, the
Sorry,
sidewalk.
my dog's barking.
You probably can't even hear me.
So Eric took him upstairs, and then I don't know what went on there.
It was fine, you know.
We just went out and got some air.
Basically, yeah. I was like, what was that all about?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. I feel fine now.
And then Debbie came over and asked if it was okay if I came up. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
you knew the tension. Tell us what the tension felt like.
You couldn't really breathe, and you just, the minute he walked out from the back, you could just sense, like, that, you know, there was this bad, I don't even know what to call it. Basically, yeah, just surrounding the entire room, and then whenever they made eye contact, it just went. And everybody felt it, and everybody just, you know, it just was not, no bueno.
No, I know.
Just, I was ready to be like, I was ready to jump in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It just,
Debbie asked if I can come up, and Eric said, yeah, you know, Jason's fine up here. And I went up, and I felt instantly better.
We were fine.
We hugged it out, we talked, we were fine. That would have been bad.
then he went back down.
Didn't mean to scare anybody.
Yeah, we didn't expect that to happen at all. Yeah, we did end up going back down because we're a sucker for punishment. But as soon as we stepped down there, we basically both said no at the same time and just turned around and went back out. And then Eric came down with you guys while we sat up there.
Yeah, but that's the best thing to do. If you're in a situation like that and the energy's bad.
Leave.
Yeah.
That's when he said no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the other group could feel it after we left.
Yeah.
I think one thing too, you might want to try it out again because we've never had that type of thing happen there
No.
ever. So
That's what I said before I even said that. I said we've always had positive experiences. You know, Jason and I have investigated together before. It's not our first time ever investigating, but the guide who was with us, who is a dear friend of ours, told me that my passion and anger, they used it against me, which I've been working on. So, and Jason being so open with his abilities, and they used it against him, and we just had it out. But my thing is, maybe we help release that tension between them.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe there was a fight that needed to be done, and we played it out for them. Except for we weren't punching each other in the face.
Right.
But
well, I mean, really, from my end, it was. I don't even know if it was so much violent. I don't know if that was just the spirit, if that was just me, or what. But it was more of a very strong dislike and disdain.
I wanted to choke you.
Oh, I understand.
Not you personally, but whatever overtook me, I just wanted to choke the crap out of you and just start punching you in the face repeatedly. So.
Well, I mean, that was maybe very much what Jennie felt towards her.
Yeah.
Her dad.
I understand that.
It was her dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. But then we did end up joining them upstairs, and I felt fine.
Yeah.
But you said you still felt a little tension between us. I remember you saying when we were sitting outside at the hotel.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So.
But I think that sometimes those sorts of experiences for people that have abilities and stuff like that, they take a toll on your energy.
Yeah.
They take a drain on your energy.
I know every time I come back from any place, whether it be Gettysburg or I come to the news or whatever, it's just I'm tired,
Mm-hmm.
and I like relax for like the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get like a hangover from it.
Paranormal hangover is what I call it.
Well, I think it's
exists.
partly the drain on your energy, and it's also just I look at it from the standpoint of like you're kind of walking in a different dimension.
Yeah.
So whenever you come back to this dimension, it's kind of like I compare it to being on a ship, and you get used to the motion of the ship, and then you come back to dry land, and you can't walk anymore, because you don't have your land legs.
You have sea legs.
Yeah, you have sea legs. And for me, like the day after Jennie Wade, it was kind of like, kind of feel just a little off balance.
Mhm. I know. I slept on the way home. I was exhausted.
I mean, and it's not like it's something that you walk into. It's not like you go in. Maybe it is for some people, but I mean, it's not like you deliberately go into this other place, or you go into a trance or do some voodoo. It just you end up there, and you have a heightened sense of your certain senses are heightened.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what's difficult sometimes the next day is because it's like you start seeing things around every corner, every little thing moves. Like, oh, what was that?
Yeah. Yeah, because your senses are still heightened.
Yeah. I was like, oh, the door just opened. Oh wait, there's somebody there.
Well, I don't get
That
that
would be
jumping.
wild.
But no, I mean it's just like
Yeah.
that. You're like, all right, I can do this. Yeah,
So,
it's like you said, it's like
yeah. Would you do it with us again?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. It was.
all right, so good we didn't scare you off.
Nope.
What about your brother?
My brother's as emotionless as always. No, he enjoyed it. He did.
Did we scare the bejeeters out of him?
No, he wanted to know more into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Is there a problem?
No, we're good.
Okay. We can keep looking at it, so I didn't know.
Just checking stuff.
Okay. What about the battlefield?
The battlefields felt like a completely different thing. Just like any other time whenever you're in Gettysburg, you just get this overwhelming feeling of calmness, and it's just, you feel wonderful just sitting there because it's just so quiet. And then whenever we went on to a triangular field, I walked off the path and over to a pile of rocks, and the one guy that was with us wasn't too far away, and he was smelling sulfur, and there was gunshots or cannon, and it was already too late for the reenactors to be firing off cannons, so
Yeah.
but it just.
And I mean, they had fireworks that night, but my aunt watched the fireworks, and there was no practice shots. There was no.
Well, there's a difference between fireworks and shots.
That too.
But you also said you've seen about some holes in the ground.
Oh,
She's an archaeologist, so.
yeah. I'm an archaeologist, and one of the things that we're trained to look for in the field are disturbances in the soil, and one of the things that I did find were these big oval-shaped holes that had been previously dug because there was no grass on them, and basically those are most likely looter pits.
What are looter pits?
People that dig for artifacts or what they call relics.
Something that you are not supposed to be doing.
They have
on the
signs
battlefield.
everywhere, but yeah, there was a bunch of looter pits in the triangular field. So.
I mean, maybe some people do get permission. I know, what was it, Little Round Top, they we're supposed to start digging some of it around top. I read it somewhere.
No, that's true. Yeah, they are.
But archaeologists do them in meter squares, not giant round holes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
somebody that didn't know what they
So-
were doing.
Yeah, this is like a professional.
Shame
group.
on you if you ever watch this show.
Let's get in.
Yeah, I don't take kindly to that kind of stuff. But yeah, like you said, Gettysburg, as much tragedy happened there, there's a sense of calmness everywhere.
It is, yeah. It's
But I liked when one of the girls were walking around Devil's
yeah.
Den, and Eric came over, and I said, when she comes over here, I'm gonna ask her if she senses anything. And she came over a little bit later, and I said, "Are you sensing anything?" And she goes, "No, not really." I said, "Oh, because there's been a man following you the whole time around Devil's Den," and her husband was right behind her, and I was like, "And it's not your husband." I said, but as soon as he noticed me staring at him, he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I can say experience, because I let everybody else just do their own thing, and I kind of just sat there, and I've done it. I pick up on stuff just sitting somewhere. So
The battlefield for me is, I get the sense of calm because it is very, very
Mhm.
calm out there, but it's also very much a sense of loss.
yeah, you can feel it. And my mom even says, like, she don't like going to Gettysburg. She says it's beautiful out there,
Mm-hmm.
but she said that she feels the sadness and she just feels like crying.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's times where I'm standing in the middle of the battlefield and I just see the war going on.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people where they're like, I couldn't imagine the war going on. It's like, really? Because I see it a lot of the times. So,
Right.
it's my
So-
second home.
I mean, for me, a lot of times, I mean, not that I haven't been there as many times as you have, but you know, sometimes it's
We're
kind
going
of
to change that.
sometimes it's difficult to enjoy that calmness because of
Hmm.
the surroundings.
Yeah.
Because
Now-
you're aware of the great loss and the great tragedy that happened there.
Eric and I like going on off season
Mm-hmm.
because there's not a lot of tourists. And we, what was it, December last year, we sat on Devil's Den and there was nobody. And it was just nice because down there at the beginning of December, it's not too hot, but it's not too cold because it don't start snowing yet. And it was just nice.
Yeah, I think it was like 50s out, jacket weather. We were basically in Devil's Den by ourselves. That's very rare.
I sat there for what, like 45 minutes, just
A long time.
reminiscing
Mm-hmm.
about stuff.
Maybe like two other people on the way other side. Remember that?
Yeah,
Yes, you
yeah, I remember them. But yeah, I mean, trying to film, there's usually nobody ever down there. They're either afraid to get ticks or they just.
They don't know about it.
Yeah.
They know Devil's Den because it's one of the most
But that's okay.
visually intriguing
Because then
places.
that's our little slice of heaven.
Yeah. You know Devil's Den because I mean there's huge rock formations, they stick out. Same with Little Round Top. It's always those are the two busiest places on the battlefield at any given time.
Yeah. I wish the bridge was a little more quiet so they could enjoy it.
Saks, that's another busy place.
Yeah.
It's-
So.
We had Saks to ourselves in December also, and it was amazing.
Yeah, but when you ignore things, your radio in your car comes on. Because I even told Eric, because we walked that trail that's down there, and I said, somebody's trying to get my attention, but it was just me and him, you know, it was nice. I just wanted alone time, like, this is my time, leave me alone, you know? But it don't always work like that. So, for me ignoring it, it turned on the radio. Which wasn't the first time that's ever happened leaving there.
No, it was the second time.
But last time you guys didn't get to enjoy Sexbridge with us, but
No.
next time.
Mm-hmm.
We won't have to have something with rocks next time.
Do what? We're not moving that.
And that's what I said. Next time, we'll have to move any rocks.
Yeah. did enough damage.
Oh. Our producer reminded me. The group that went into the Jenny Wade cellar after us, the tour guide got the air to simmer down and they whooshed it.
Yes.
Swooshed. Okay, swooshed it, not whooshed it. Whoosh. It kind of sounds like somebody can't say wash. I whooshed it.
Hey, your shirt ain't whooshed.
Oh, it wasn't even me. I'm just to show he was Sarah.
Why am I always in the middle?
But I guess that when they were down there, the one gentleman sat in the rocking chair that's by the mannequin of Jenny, and I guess they were using some kind of Ovilus or Ovilus app, and it said hat, and the tour guide said, "Oh, yeah, they don't like when you have hats on down here," so he removed it. So I thought, that was an intelligent response. Because sometimes you get those apps and they have like the craziest stuff that comes across them, and then you're like trying to figure it out, and then, but that makes sense.
And they got more responses after that.
Yeah, they did. I don't remember exactly what it was.
No, I don't know either.
But they basically, didn't they ask if it was angry about something or something like that, and it's a hat. I thought they got an actual...
Maybe.
Because after he took the hat off, then the communication started more rapidly. Is what happened. So, that old time, you weren't supposed to go into places with hats on.
No, you weren't. And I still remember to this day my pap taking off his hat even when he went into.
He was the only person in the whole group that had a hat.
Yeah. Well, he was the only guy.
In that group.
Yeah.
But I mean, both groups combined, he was the only person who had a hat.
Yeah. That's true. So we're actually going back to the Jenny Wade for Halloween weekend. Yes, I want to see what that was all about.
It's true.
So, but I'm gonna leave you talk about some stuff.
Me? Yeah, what am I talking about?
Your experiences.
In Jenny Wade?
Everything.
Well...
Tell us how you're feeling.
I don't get a lot of feelings in Gettysburg.
What about the
I'm mellow.
what about Mr. McClellan?
Oh yeah. Okay. This
was just 2 weeks ago, and these people don't remember.
No, see, this isn't just this particular time. This happens every time I'm there. When you go through the Jenny Wade house, you start your tour in the kitchen where she was shot.
No, you start in the parlor. Jenny Wade house. History is always in
you
the
walk
parlor.
through the front door in through the kitchen,
Yes.
and you go off to the right to the parlor, and every time I'm there, I want to be in the parlor. And that was the room where Georgia had her baby, and that's where she was staying, and that was a pretty important space. So I always feel drawn to that room. When I'm in there, I get tingles down my spine, right? Down my neck. You know, kind of like the grease where they got chills and they're multiplying. That's it. And it's like I just get the twitch. My neck starts twitching and I can't keep my head still.
I don't think that's part of the story.
No, not that part. It almost like the most...
When you say twitching, that's what I think.
The most...
No, he don't really start going.
No,
He does that normally.
thing I compare it to the most is if someone had like a feather or something and they were tickling the back of your neck. Like, where the top of your and like you kind of like twitch your shoulders back. Exactly. That is exactly the feeling I get when I'm in there, and I almost feel like there's a buzz surrounding me.
Like electric.
Sort of.
You're electrified.
Exactly. We're right back to Greece again. But yeah, and that is exactly how I feel every time I'm there. And every time we investigate, I always want to go into that room. I've never gotten anything in there as far as, physical validation type evidence. Never.
Maybe we should stick you in there by yourself.
The problem with the Jennie Wade is when you get big groups or even like a few people, it's so creaky. And the upstairs has the original floor, so it creaks a lot. And it's hard to get uncontaminated, evidence.
It's also very small.
And it is tiny, yeah. So like if you have a group, like I think what was in our
I think our group
20?
did good though.
Yeah.
We've been there on an investigation before, and I mean somebody kept coughing all the time and moving.
Oh
So
my. I thought she was gonna hack a lung out right next to me. Remember?
yeah.
And I'm thinking, wow, we're not getting any audio evidence on this one.
But this time I didn't do it like I just let everybody enjoy themselves. That's
It was, yeah.
I
Especially
did lay down
upstairs.
where Jenny's body was, and I let things run through me. And Jason happened to come in the room towards the end there, and I said, "Georgia made you do that, didn't you? Didn't she?" He goes, "Yes, she did." I said, "I know, she showed me." So
In the other room, they were having K2 spikes.
yeah, that's what Sarah was talking about.
Repetitively.
I just remembered whenever you said about laying where her body was placed, as we were coming down the stairs into the kitchen, the back part of the group felt like this force just shoved aside on the
Oh,
stairs.
that's right. Yeah, Debbie.
Yeah.
She said she felt like
as
a
if
cold
someone was
breeze,
rushing
and
Rushing
then
down the
somebody.
stairs.
Yeah, but she said her shoulder went like this,
Mhm.
like somebody shoved her out of the way.
Mhm.
Which I think, from me letting that run its course, happened to stir something up, and they were rushing down for her body.
Yeah,
I honestly think that's what it was from.
Yeah, because at the time of the war, she was baking bread in the kitchen, and there were actually soldiers upstairs shooting out the windows at the Confederates when she got shot. And when they heard that, they come rushing down the steps. So that was kind of what the thought was on what that could have been.
That was. We're not saying that's what it is, but we both picked up on a soldier, and it makes sense because of me letting it run its course.
It's unlikely for there to be a cold air draft coming down the stairs like that.
Well, that's also the same staircase that Aunt Tina heard when we did our private investigation of footsteps coming down the steps, and there was nobody there. So that's why the steps. The one time we didn't tell anybody this because we didn't know if anybody took pictures of the mirrors in the house, or if they got anything from the mirrors in the house. I don't know if you took any pictures or not.
Not in the house. No.
But the one mirror that sits over, it's the only one on the nightstand, and we got a picture of what looks to be Mrs. Wade's face.
Yeah, it's just a split second. That was on my cell phone. I took that video. And it's just, you have to actually go on like a video editor and frame by frame go through it. It's only a couple frames long, but it just looks like a silhouette, like a portrait of person. And there is a picture in the house that kind of resembles what this figure looked like.
And now it wasn't near the mirror at all. I mean, it is, but
well,
you've seen it.
It
There's
wasn't a
no way
reflection.
that it could have been a
It's
reflection.
behind the mirror.
Yeah. And when we sent this to Kendra, I'm pretty sure I sent that to Kendra. She's like, yeah.
Yeah, we took like a screenshot of it.
Yeah. So, which I'm gonna have to see if I can find that video and show them.
Yeah, if we find the still, I'll put it up on the Paranormal
I do
Miners.
have it up on Paranormal Miners, I think.
Still? Because I can link that on the site. That way you don't just hear us talking about it, you can actually see it. So, we're going to find out right now.
Yep.
Is that it? Yep. Okay, yeah. So I will post that picture in the description below after
It would
this.
help if my phone wasn't on. It is. It's under our photo albums of evidence.
That's on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So if you go to facebook.com/paranormalminers, it is under a photo album. Was it evidence?
Mm-hmm.
The evidence photo album. You can check that out. I'm still gonna link it in the description.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's not a possibility that we got a reflection. It's not like I got a reflection of me
There was 2 guys and just me.
because of the angle
Like,
and the
See the
mirror.
face in the mirror?
Where I was standing, the angle, the mirror would have shown nothing but the wall.
yeah.
So, and it was very strange.
And I even pointed that out to you, Jason, about the mirror. And
That was our private investigation.
yeah.
That we picked that up on.
Yeah, but I mean, when we did the walk, or we were doing the walkthrough, I told Jason about
Right.
the mirror.
Right. And I think, didn't they say there was other people that had something
No,
with
not that
mirror? Not that one.
No, because when I told the historian guy that takes you through, he said he never heard somebody have anything from that mirror. It was always the wash one and the one that's right on the wall in that room.
Oh, the one that's by the hole. in
Yeah.
the wall. Because isn't that mirror made out of copper or something? So I think I made the comment about being worth money because it's made out of copper.
Maybe. I thought that he said there was copper in the wall where it looked like there's picture frames used to hang there.
And I think it was in regards to the mirror.
Okay. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I kind of just do my own thing. Go through your house. Do 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 do.
Like we own the place. Been there so many times.
Yeah. Pretty much. Be nice to own it. I'd move in it. Put a bathroom in there. Jason, come put a bathroom in my house.
Yeah, there's no bathroom.
So
Just give the hotel next door.
that would be weird. What if you're like sick with the flu? I mean, they have chamber pods.
And no. You're the youngest.
Hey, Sarah's the youngest.
Is she gonna live there with us?
No.
Just visit.
It's like, come over for a visit. We need a chamber pot.
All you gotta do is open up the window, be
Just
like,
bring your
heads
brother
up,
with you.
Tourists.
so they used to do it,
No, they don't.
Oh yeah, they did.
but in
No.
England.
Yes, they did. They opened their windows and chucked it right out.
Oh my
That's
god.
why-
What if there was somebody below?
Well, that's why you called heads up first.
Yeah.
Now one of the tourists should just stand up and be like, what?
Yeah,
They'll
keep your
learn
mouth open
quickly.
there, buddy. But you learned some interesting history. I mean, you know where the term "good night" or the bug bugs bite
Mhm.
from?
Get in the hay.
Get in the head.
Yep. Because their mattresses were made out of straw.
Or whatever they could
Or
use.
hay or whatever. There's always
Leaves.
bugs in it, so they had to beat the bugs out of there.
And it came off the headboard.
That was nifty.
I've been looking for a headboard.
Creative.
I've been looking for a what's the bed's called?
They're called
String.
rope beds.
Rope beds. That's
Rope
it. Yeah, I've been looking for a rope bed.
Only meaning to beat it like you want it.
Well, rope beds.
Somebody who owns a Ford.
What?
Beat it like you own it.
Oh. Gotcha.
So we have 10 minutes left.
We have an unlimited amount of time left.
Oh yeah.
We're not.
Set to just a time, but we usually do an hour. Unless you guys want to go over, I
Sounds
mean,
good.
Is there any topic you
I
want to
think
talk
we
about?
covered the majority of it.
What's your favorite spot on the battlefield? There we go. Jason's like staring at me. He's like,
I don't know, because it's hard to say, because Battlefield's so big, and I don't know that
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've sufficiently covered it.
Yeah.
you're gonna have to go with us in the fall.
I think one good idea to do is take a day and go down and do the auto tour, because it's very informative. We actually have a CD and a booklet that'll take you through, don't we?
Their map is horrible.
Or no?
We
I don't
did.
know. I've done
What do we do? We still
It was
got
in
it.
the Suzuki.
No, I still have it. I got it out of the Suzuki. I don't know if the CD works anymore, but you can try it.
No, I've done the horseback tour of the battlefield before. That was nice.
That's what we're doing for our anniversary. I'm so excited.
It was nice. And then whenever we were out there that one night, which you're not allowed to do, don't do this at home, kids. We went in off of is that Seminary Ridge? Route 30 right there, she's in the Gettysburg. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's in
I got
That's-
Seminary.
Yeah, something
yeah, right before the
Yeah,
college.
we went in there.
by the Eternal Peace Light.
And then so we were down that road, and then we looped around to one of the lookout towers, and then somewhere, and then we
Anderson Place.
and then we went over running around, ended up at Fort on top, where they chased us out.
Oh, so you were there after 10.
Quite a bit after 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be. I mean, like, still vandalize stuff.
But you're not supposed to be there
You're not
after
allowed
10.
to be there after 10.
The
They
park-
will kick you out and they will give you a fine.
They will give you a fine. These are not state park rangers.
No.
They're
But
National
they,
Park Service.
yeah.
Yeah, National Park Service.
Or federal.
That's what I said when we did the battlefield. That's why I towered by you. You're only allowed a voice recorder, you're only allowed a camera and a video camera. If I catch you with anything else, you're gonna be told to leave. Because not only is it rude to the spirits, but I'm not getting in trouble with some place that I go all the time.
Right.
And that's why we leave before 10 o'clock, because nobody's getting a fine on my time.
Yeah.
Fine on my time.
Yes. But
Isn't that funny? You just made a rhyme.
next weekend we are going to Prospect Place in Ohio. So we're gonna hopefully maybe do a live stream from there if we can. I know we'll do a little bit of Facebook Live when we can.
Yeah.
So I don't know anything about the place. I'm excited to go see what I pick up on.
Make sure you follow our Facebook if you're not already. I'll put links in the description below, though. So
Yeah. Are you looking forward to next weekend? Because you know about it, I don't.
it's going to be very interesting. I would suggest, because I can't talk about it right now, I would suggest Googling Prospect Place and finding out some of the history behind it. There's a lot of myth behind some of it, but there is a lot of history, and it's not hard to understand why this place would be active. Plus, a lot of the people that we talk to regularly in the paranormal field,
That's one of our favorite
they
places
all
to go.
recommended, they speak highly of it, so we'll see what goes on.
I'm excited. And then after that, we're home for a whole month. Yay! Vacation.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
And then August, we're on the road again.
Like Willie Nelson.
The first weekend in August, we will be
Where
in
are we at?
Gettysburg for the Wounded Warrior Project.
The Battlefield Bash.
For the Battlefield Bash that money goes for the Wounded Warriors. Sorry. It's August 4th through 6th, so come out and support your warriors. I know a lot of people have had comments about the people who run it, but they got rid of all of them and got new people in, so
Yeah, they're not wasting the money like they used to.
But they have some pretty awesome people coming. We're volunteering our time. They'll have karaoke contests, all different things. And the nice thing is, like, pretty much the whole Baltimore Pike is donating their time and places and stuff. So
Yeah, we'll be there. So
and it's my birthday weekend, so come celebrate it with me. It is.
come buy our free drinks.
No, I won't be drinking that weekend.
Come buy me drinks. It's my birthday. It's around my birthday too.
Your birthday's the next weekend, liar.
I said around.
It's close enough.
Yeah. So, but thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out paranormalminers.com. There's also Facebook, just Paranormal Miners. Feel free to contact us. If you have any questions, let us know. If you have an idea that you'd want us to do a show on, just let us know.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being on the show, guys.
You're welcome.
Thanks a lot.
Woo woo.
Woo!
Whoosh.
Yeah. Whoosh. Swoosh. Quit giving me bunny ears, weirdo. Good night.
See
Good
ya.
night.